or tune it in the sun. This is TFM, get ready to rock. From AM to PM, come on, let's talk.
TFM 95.4.
Let's talk.
Live on TFM and the TFM Facebook page. This is the live feed of TTV. Let's talk.
Hello and welcome to the Midday Update. These are the top headlines from our newsroom today. Oman to receive 20% of COVID-19 vaccines this year. 300 bed capacity field hospital to start soon, according to the officials from the Ministry of Health. Census work in Oman 92% completed, results to be expected this year. Duqm Airport inspected ahead of October 1st reopening. More expats to be replaced in the Sultanate of Oman. Muscat municipality announces new rules for roadworks contractors. UK daily coronavirus cases could reach 50,000 by mid-October without action, says the senior officials of the country. Bangladesh's COVID-19 cases rise and crosses over 350,000. Italians head to polls in key referendum regional poll. These were the top headlines of the day. Let's see how the weather in the country looks like today in our weather update.
I'm Antara Bose with your daily dose of weather. I'm standing outside the TFM studio in Al Quair, and coming up is the daily tip. This time of the year is all about beaches, and beaches mean cute summer footwear. So make sure your feet are always sandal ready. Now, how do we do this? First things first, keep a foot scrub and file in the shower. So if you see it more often, you'll use it more often. Follow up with loads of moisturizers because yes, your feet need it too. And if you like nail polish, go for a bright shade. That's our tip today. Let's step inside the studio and talk a little bit more about weather. Oman Meteorology and Public Authority for Civil Aviation have issued an alert indicating there will be reduction in horizontal visibility during fog. Apart from this, the rest of the Sultanate will see clear skies with the possibility of late night to early morning low-level cloud formation and fog patches along the Arabian Sea coastline. With that, let's take a look at what the weather is going to be like in the rest of the Sultanate. Muscat will be sunny with temperatures between 36 to 28 degrees Celsius. Musandam will also be sunny with temperatures between 40 to 27 degrees Celsius. North Al Batana will be sunny with temperatures between 40 to 28 degrees Celsius. And South Al Batana will also be sunny with temperatures between 38 to 28 degrees Celsius. Al Buremi will be sunny with temperatures between 40 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius. Al Dahira, there is a possibility of a sandstorm with temperatures between 44 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius. Al Dakhla will be sunny with temperatures between 43 to 28 degrees Celsius. North Al Sharqiya, there is also a possibility of a sandstorm with temperatures between 43 to 27 degrees Celsius. South Al Sharqiya will be sunny with temperatures between 34 to 27 degrees Celsius. Al Wusta will be partly cloudy with temperatures between 37 to 24 degrees Celsius. And Dhofar will also be partly cloudy with temperatures between 31 and 25 degrees Celsius.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. Now, before we get into the local news of the day, let's see a quick update of coronavirus in the Sultanate. Frontline workers who are taking care of everyone in the country and who are suffering from COVID-19 are therefore most likely to be infected, will be among the first to receive the vaccine against the disease when the first dose comes to the country. Dr. Muhammad Al-Husni, Under-Secretary for Health Affairs at the Ministry of Health, said, "So far, there is no vaccine licensed by international bodies, and the results of vaccine trials are promising. We have knocked on all the doors and many companies showed their readiness to offer the vaccine. The Sultanate joined the Global Alliance for Vaccination and Immunization, which stands for GAVI, and we will be provided 10% of the vaccines by them and receive another 10% from companies so that we have enough to meet 20% of the population's need before the end of this year. However, as priority, the vaccines will be used for healthcare and other emergency service personnel. These vaccines will be first given to health workers, the army and the police who deal with citizens on the front lines. Oman has long been committed to procuring a vaccine to stop the spread of COVID-19 in the country. Earlier in July, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Saidi, said that the country was in close collaboration with GAVI to receive doses of the vaccine. Now from our local desk, with a capacity of more than 300 beds, spreads over an area of more than 6,000 square meters, preparations are in final stages for the COVID-19 field hospital at the Old Muscat Airport. Syed Hamoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, Minister of Interior, Chairman of the Supreme Committee tasked with tackling developments resulting from coronavirus, and members of the committee on Monday inspected the COVID-19 field hospital set up on the premises of Old Muscat International Airport. Syed Hamoud and the panel members inspected equipment of the hospital and its different components, and they listened to a detailed account about what ways to deal with COVID-19 patients. Dr. Muhammad bin Saif Al-Husni, Health Affairs Under Secretary at the Ministry of Health, hoped that the 312-bed field hospital will begin its operation by the end of September or early October. In a press statement, Dr. Muhammad said that the hospital will start functioning with 100 beds, noting that the facility includes a shelter furnished with 23 to 24 beds. If deemed necessary, the facility will be converted into a standard hospital. Dr. Muhammad explained that the hospital, now under construction, is dedicated to COVID-19 patients to ease pressure on referral hospitals of Muscat Governorate and adjoining governorates. The field hospital will not directly receive COVID-19 patients, but patients whose condition calls for admission will be transferred here only for medium-level care. Serious cases that may develop at the field hospital will be transferred to referral hospitals by ambulance, Dr. Muhammad added. Now built on an area of 6,100 square meters, the field hospital will help restore the operational capacity of basic health services, besides keeping risks posed to hospital health workers at bay. The field hospital will operate with a team from the Health Ministry consisting of 30 doctors, 115 nurses, 7 technicians, 7 assistant pharmacists, and 7 X-ray technicians. The adjoining shelter will be set up on an area of 10,000 square meters with capacity to accommodate 384 beds. The facility's establishment is a fruitful outcome of cooperation between government and private parties, including the Ministry of Health, the Civil Aviation Authority, Oman Airport Company, Petroleum Development Oman, Royal Court Affairs, Royal Oman Police, and other parties concerned. The Census 2020 has exceeded 92% completion, and its results are expected to be announced by the end of 2020, according to the Acting General Director of the Census 2020 project. Zaid bin Khalifa Al-Harasi, Acting General Director of the Electronic Census for Population, Housing and Establishment, said, Census 2020 follows recommended methodologies and best practices to ensure the accuracy and completeness of the data. The project seeks to build an electronic system that integrates main administrative registers, which will be available to various agencies and will electronically link them for continuous updates. This will provide decision makers with accurate and timely information. Census 2020 is based on data from national registers that cover 3 statistical hubs: population, housing, and establishments. Each hub has one main reference source. The population database includes data from the Royal Oman Police, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Higher Education Research and Innovation, Ministry of Labour, Ministry of Health, and finally Ministry of Social Development. The housing database is linked to electricity companies, the National Centre for Statistics and Information, and the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning. The establishment data is linked to the Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion, the Ministry of Labour and municipalities. Al-Harasi said that as the project is based on the principle of community and agencies' partnership in building a comprehensive national database of high quality, we have witnessed a great response by citizens, residents, and establishments to update their data. Therefore, we encourage every institution or business owner and every citizen and resident to continuously update their data at the concerned authorities on a periodic basis when there is any amendment or change. For example, if a person obtains a master's degree, he must go to the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation to update his data. And if he moves from one governorate to another or from one home to another, he has to update his residence address data with the Royal Oman Police. The data and indicators that the e-census will undoubtedly contribute in setting the national plans and strategies in a way that serves the objectives of Oman 2040 vision, which is related to fields of education, employment, health, economics, and other sectors. He finally said that providing accurate data on the number of residents, units, and establishments in each geographical area will contribute to determining the needs of that region and the necessary services for it, as well as this data aids the investors to know and study the successful projects for each region. Teams from Oman Civil Aviation Authority inspected Duqm Airport to ensure all of the safety and health protocols have been implemented during the COVID-19 pandemic, as airports are set to reopen for passenger flights on October 1st. The Civil Aviation Authority inspected Duqm Airport on Sunday with a statement from the government body saying that the authority took part in assessing the level of compliance of the safety protocols and security requirements at Duqm Airport, which had been implemented by them. Oman's Government Communications Center added, the Civil Aviation Authority has begun checking the protocols for health and safety at Duqm Airport as it prepares to officially resume regular passenger flights from the beginning of October. Opened in January 2019, Duqm Airport was built to provide greater connectivity to the town, given the role it is expected to play as the center of Oman's oil economy in the years to come. The Special Economic Zone Authority of Duqm, known as SEZAD, said earlier this year, Duqm Airport is the most recent airport in the Sultanate. It is hoped that the airport will play an important role in linking Duqm with the world while focusing on shipping lines. The airport runway is capable of receiving various types of aircraft. The Undersecretary of Labour at the Ministry of Labour in Oman has visited a number of establishments in Sur Industrial City and directs the companies to replace and create job opportunities for citizens. A statement issued online by the Ministry of Labour said, Sheikh Nasser bin Amir bin Al-Husni, Undersecretary for Labour at the Ministry of Labour, visited Sur Industrial City, Madain, in the Governorate of South Ash-Sharqiya. He also visited the Oman Liquefied Natural Gas Company and the Oman Indian Company for Fertilizer, which comes within the ministry's direction to focus on replacing and creating job opportunities for citizens within the framework of partnership and cooperation with private sector establishments. According to the statement, the Undersecretary of the Ministry met with the General Director of Sur Industrial City, Engineer Abdul Qadir bin Salim al-Balushi, and they agreed to replace the expatriate with the national workforce in the higher and middle occupations to organize the labor market and exchange ideas and visions aimed at creating new job and continuous job opportunities for the national workforce. He also expressed his interest in exporting the skills and expertise of the national workforce of the Oman LNG through the programs of preparing young leaders in the private sector and the company's efforts in implementing the ICV strategy and the accompanying training programs to improve levels of efficiency in accordance with internationally recognized standards. The company also took the initiative in cooperation with the ministry to approve the funding of the nurse training program. Lastly, His Excellency appreciated the Omani Indian Fertilizer Company's readiness to replace as well as the contribution to training 100 job seekers in the fields and programs of occupational safety and health and continuous coordination with the Ministry of Labour in this regard, which comes from its national duty towards the homeland. Now, companies carrying out road works need to require and that requires cutting through the mountain terrains are not allowed to do so between sunset and sunrise, as well as during weekends, Muscat municipality has said, as part of a number of measures announced to ensure the safety of people in the governorate. Contractors who do not need to demolish or cut through mountains must obtain a license to do so from the municipality, as well as repair any roads that have been damaged because of the work undertaken. Any demolition activity requires prior approval from the municipality, as well as a bank guarantee of 2,000 Omani Riyals valid for 2 years. Requests to conduct earthworks in mountains must be submitted to the municipality, which will respond within 30 days. A lack of response within this period means it has been rejected. Now, Muscat municipality issued a statement online which said that in order to get a license, contractors have to submit the required application as well as the corresponding forms. The contractor is also required to provide a bank guarantee worth 30,000 Omani Riyals valid for 2 years in case the road works involving digging in a spiral curve under a 2-lane dual carriageway. An amount 7,500 Omani Riyals is to be added for every extra lane under which work takes place. The consultant is obliged to submit to the municipality an undertaking to resolve any damage that might have occurred because of collapse or slippage of the road within a span of 10 days from the time of the incident. He is then obliged to make the repairs with a month's period of the municipality approving his application. The disposal of waste must be overseen by a competent authority, which will provide the contractor with a letter stating it has been carried out in compliance with the necessary procedures. The statement also added that anyone who violates the provisions of this regulation shall be penalized with the following administrative penalties. It includes an administrative fine of 2,500 Omani Riyals in case mountain works have been carried out without a license, and an administrative fine of 500 Omani Riyals if any of the provisions have been violated. The violator will be granted a period of 10 days to remove the causes for the violation, added Muscat municipality, also stating that if the violation is not concerned within the set period, their license shall be considered revoked. It's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we have more updates coming your way from our international desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Back to TTV, you're watching Midday Update. Now from our international desk. Britain could see 50,000 new coronavirus cases per day by mid-October unless intervention is taking too slow the current infection rate, the government's chief scientific advisor Patrick Vallance warned Monday. The number of the new COVID-19 cases was doubling roughly every 7 days, and Britain could see 200 deaths a day by mid-November, Vallance told a press briefing at 10 Downing Street. He said that the challenge, therefore, is to make sure the doubling time does not stay at 7 days. There are already things in place which are expected to slow that and to make sure that we do not enter this exponential growth and end up with the problems that you would predict as a result of that. That requires speed, it requires action, and it requires enough in order to be able to bring that down, he said. 4 more areas in Wales are going to go into a lockdown from Tuesday, which is today, affecting more than 400,000 people, local media reported yesterday. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has warned that in the face of the rising coronavirus cases, his government may need to intensify things to help bring the rate of infections down. Meanwhile, countries such as Britain, China, Russia, and the United States are racing against time to develop coronavirus vaccines. Vallance said that it is possible that some vaccine could be available in small amounts later this year, but it is more likely that a vaccine will be available early next year, although that is not guaranteed. Britain recorded another 3,899 infections overnight on Sunday, bringing total number of coronavirus cases to 394,257. The coronavirus-related death toll rose by 18 to 41,777, according to official figures released on Sunday by the authorities. Talking about coronavirus cases across the globe, Bangladesh has also recorded 1,705 new coronavirus cases and 40 new deaths on Monday, bringing the total cases in the country to 350,621 and the total deaths to 4,979, the Directorate General of Health Services DGHS said in Bangladesh. The official data showed that 13,053 samples were tested in the last 24 hours across Bangladesh. The total number of recovered patients in the country stood at 258,717, including 2,152 new recoveries on Monday, said the DGHS of Bangladesh. According to the official data, the coronavirus fatality rate in Bangladesh is now 1.42% and the recurrent recovery rate is 73.79%. Bangladesh recorded the highest daily new cases of 4,019 on July 2, 2020, and the highest number of deaths of 64 on June 30, 2020. Over 46 million Italians are being called to the polls on Sunday and Monday in a nationwide constitutional referendum on cutting the number of lawmakers in the country's parliament. Reducing the number of lawmakers is a key platform plank of the Five-Star Movement, which currently rules Italy in coalition with the centre-left Democratic Party in the government led by Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte. Parliament in 2019 approved a law cutting the lower house from 630 members to 400 and the Senate from 315 to 200 members. But voters are being asked to ratify this law because it requires changing the country's constitution. The exact number of voters involved in the constitutional referendum in Italy is 46,415,806, while another 4,537,308 voters who live abroad will be mailing their votes, according to the Interior Ministry. In addition to that, voters in 7 out of Italy's 20 regions will choose new governors in what could be a test for the Conte government as it battles to pull Italy out of recession in the wake of a pandemic-induced March-May lockdown that drove the country's economy to a halt. In Italy, a total of 1,820 voters are casting their ballots from home because they are under quarantine, the ministry said. With this news, we have come to the end of the show for today, but stay tuned as we'll be back again tomorrow with more latest updates, both from local and international desk your way. Keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.